China no longer needs enemies. The real threat to its system now lies within a new generation of young people who have stopped fighting, stopped striving, and in doing so, started something more powerful than any protest. This is the story of a silent mutiny. A movement without marches. A rebellion that begins with burnout, and ends with a broken system. Welcome to the Avoice podcast news. I'm Brad, reporting live from the Avoice studio room. In 2022, a Chinese phrase exploded on social media, Bailan, translated as, let it rot. It got over 91 million views on Weibo in just 6 months, in a country where viral trends are usually banned if they pose even the slightest threat to CCP authority. The message? Young people were giving up, on jobs, on social mobility, on societal expectations. Not in the streets, but in their bedrooms. Quitting not by protesting, but by not participating. Before Bailan, there was tankping, or lying flat. Same concept, reject hustle culture, opt out of overwork, do the bare minimum to survive. This wasn't laziness. It was despair. And that despair? It wasn't born overnight. It was manufactured, one CCP policy at a time. Let's go back to 2021. In a sweeping, sudden decision, China banned for-profit private tutoring, wiping out a $100 billion industry. Overnight, millions of jobs vanished. New Oriental Education, once China's largest tutoring company, lost over 83% of its value in just 10 months. Thousands of companies followed, layoffs, shutdowns, lost futures. Then came the tech crackdown. Alibaba laid off 10,000 workers. Country Garden, 30,000. ByteDance and Tencent, 5,500 each. The gaming industry? Gutted. Kids were banned from playing more than 3 hours per week. 14,000 small gaming studios went under. Every sector that promised a future was hit with a hammer. And the message to young people was clear: your hard work can be erased by a single policy. So why bother? If you're lucky enough to have a job in China, it likely means 996, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. 72-hour work weeks. Burnout as the norm. And with record youth unemployment, 21.3% in 2023, most can't even afford to quit. Even worse, China stopped publishing youth unemployment data for 6 months, and when it returned, miraculously, the rate had dropped, only because students were removed from the stats. Meanwhile, young graduates are being forced into bizarre coping mechanisms, becoming full-time children, getting paid by parents to stay home. Paying companies to fake jobs, so they can lie to friends and family. Fleeing to cities like Dali, where they live minimally, off the grid, lying flat. China's economic miracle came with a price. A 45-year-old one-child policy created a shrinking, aging population, 280 million people over age 60. That's nearly 1 in 5. And fewer youth means fewer workers, less spending, and a dying middle class. Add to that soaring housing costs, where homes in Beijing cost 12x average incomes, and you get an entire generation who've decided the dream isn't worth chasing. Forget Cheng Jialia, the pressure to build a career and buy property. They're checking out. Letting it rot. According to leaked analysis from respected Chinese economist Gao Xiaowen, the truth is even darker. 47 million migrant workers have vanished from employment data. GDP growth has been overestimated by 10 percentage points in the last 3 years. Consumer spending is plummeting, especially among the youth. His videos? Deleted. His accounts? Banned. Even a top government economist, Qiu Hongpeng, disappeared after privately criticizing Xi Jinping in a WeChat group. He hasn't been seen since April 2024. This is how fragile the system is. Even whispering about the truth can get you erased. With deflation taking hold, yes, deflation, not inflation, China is now facing the impossible. Less spending, right pointing arrow, less production, right pointing arrow, fewer jobs, right pointing arrow, more lying flat, and all of this is happening before the full impact of its aging crisis hits. By 2035, 400 million Chinese citizens will be over the age of 60. By 2050, pension spending will eat 9% of China's GDP, more than defense, education, or tech combined. And thanks to a gender imbalance from decades of son preference, there are 35 million more men than women, making marriage and family building even more difficult. China's youth haven't taken to the streets with signs. They've rebelled by checking out. By saying no to 996. No to impossible housing. No to a future that only exists in propaganda. This quiet rebellion, fueled by Bailan, Tangping, and truth that senses can't contain, is reshaping China from the inside out. And unless the CCP listens, really listens, the Chinese dream may become the Chinese collapse. You're watching the Avoice podcast news. Please support us by subscribing, sharing, and leaving your thoughts in the comments. This isn't just China's story, it's the beginning of a global shift in what youth demand, expect, and deserve. Until next time, stay aware, stay sharp, and stay free.